the signals, goes back to throw. Now looks to take off and run. Elway inside the 10 and dives over the 5-yard line. Great play. Great play by John Elway. Just phenomenal.
Check swing roller. Tulowitzki. Colorado's the National League champion.
Jokic has to put it up. Falling away, puts it up. Bang! Nikola Jokic knocks it down. His foot was on the line. A two-pointer. What a shot.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Talking BS. I am your host, Steven Zamora. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at ZamoraBSB. Today, I'm going to be breaking down some stuff that I caught on Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals, the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and some stuff that I think the Nuggets need to improve on or adjust to be able to get the dub in Denver next time they play Minnesota. Like, for instance, the Nuggets come out and they keep coming out really slow. They went down 18-4 in the first quarter before they really hit another gear. And, Reggie Jackson came into the game and gave us a spark. And they went on a run there to finish the first quarter with a lead. It's just stuff like that where, they come out and they're slow and they, kind of feels like they're not taking the game super seriously. And, you could pull that kind of stuff off against the Lakers, because the Lakers at the end of the day are not they're not a mentally tough team. Your leaders in the locker room there are like Anthony Davis. And, as much as I like LeBron James, he's never been known as like a huge, mental giant type of guy. But the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're led by a guy like Anthony Edwards, who is, one of the more mentally tough guys in this game. It just shows through the playoffs right now how he's, hitting tough shots in clutch situations. And, he's got good, strong mental fortitude. And, he's a really good player. Locker rooms take on the identity of their best players, right? We've seen that over the years with the way the locker room and the culture is set in Denver behind Nikola Jokic. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are doing that right now with Anthony Edwards. So this is a mentally tough team, and you cannot be playing like that against a team like this because they're going to make you pay. They're going to make you pay. I predicted before the series that it was going to be Nuggets in 5. I'm going to stick to that. I actually saw the Wolves winning game 2, not game 1. But, I'm still here. We're still in this. I actually went back and I found a bunch of times when in NBA history in the playoffs where, teams have come back from a first game loss and ended up winning the series 4-1. Now, the whole 7-game series thing started in the early 2000s. I want to say at 2000, the year 2000 was I think the year that they implemented this. Before that, the first round series were always 5 games. But, 20 teams have done this since then. Okay. Since 2001, when the LA Lakers did it in the finals against the Philadelphia 76ers, they won 4 in a row after losing that first game. If you remember correctly, that's when Allen Iverson had the crossover on T. Lue, dropped him to the floor and then stepped over him. One of the most iconic moments in NBA history, especially for me. That was one of my first introductions into the NBA. The most recent example is the Suns. They did it recently against the Clippers last year in the first round. And if you remember correctly, the 2012 Heat did it against the Oklahoma City Thunder in the finals. So, there has been some precedent, like I said, 20 times in the past, 20-something years. So it happens almost once a year, and hopefully Denver this time can be the one for this year. So, and today I got, I think 8 notes here that I just really want to see the Nuggets improve on going into game 2, starting with number 1. All right, so first things first, what I want to see is Jokic be more aggressive. I need him to be more aggressive. In this first clip I'm going to show you, it's from early in the game. Jokic goes, he gets a complete ISO, on one side of the court. The other 4 Nuggets and all their defenders are dragged over on the bottom side of the screen. Jokic gets a one-on-one on Rudy Gobert. And granted, Rudy Gobert is the defensive player of the year, right? But he might have the best matchup in this game. At the end of the day, Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. So anybody he goes against is a mismatch, okay? He can score on anybody. I don't care who it is, and he's proved it over and over again, especially on Rudy Gobert, who he's played more times than almost anybody in the league, right? Okay, so he's going to back into Rudy here. He's playing really good on him, but he's going to get some space here. Boom, on this second bump, he gets his space. Fades on the shot for some reason. That is not what I want to see. I do not want to see Jokic fade on that. I want to see him go up aggressively, go up strong, okay? I get it. Rudy is long. He can block a lot of shots. He has great timing. Go up straight into him. Don't give him room to get that block. Go straight into him. That's what I want to see. Make him uncomfortable. All right, this next clip. This is with 3 minutes left in the game. This is the classic finale oop, right? Play that the Denver Nuggets love to use. So what's going to happen here is Jamal is going to get the ball, kick it to Yoke. Yoke runs into the lane. He has space because Rudy is going to give him space. Let me just play it. So AG is going to get the ball to Jokic. Jamal's going to come off this screen here, okay? Now, Jaden probably should have got called for that, tugging on his arm like that to catch up to him, but they're not going to call that. It's the playoffs. He gets the ball back. He gets a good dish to Jokic here on the double team. Now, right here, Rudy is playing to force Jokic to shoot, right? He's going to go and be aggressive and try to force Jokic to shoot, but he really doesn't. What he's doing is he's stunting at Jokic to make him believe that that finale oop is ready to go. So Jokic is going to take it. Now, Rudy right here plants his foot. He knows what's coming. He has eyes on the back of his head. He knows AG is going up for that. He steps back. He knocks that sucker away. Okay? That's just really smart defense. And honestly, that's good scouting by Finch and Nori and those guys for knowing that Jokic, that's his bread and butter. That's what he wants to get to. He wants to get that pass off. And he's going to want to do that more than he's going to want to score. So Rudy knows that. So he's going to hedge up. He's going to step up, make Jokic think that he's going to play for the shot. He really isn't. He's going to take his step back, and he's going to knock that ball away. Now, this next one is what I do want to see, okay? We got almost the same play as that first one, okay? He's going to get an ISO on Rudy. He's going to bump. Sorry, it's running a little slow here. And he's just going to go up strong. Let me play that again because it was messing up a little bit. He's going to lose the ball real quick. No big deal. He's just going to get it right back. Bump, quick little twitch. Boom, hook shot. Go straight up. He's not worried about Rudy blocking that. Okay, that's what we need to see from Jokic. Next up. I need to see Jokic go at I know I put in here, I need to see him go at the bigs that are not Rudy. I need him to just go at anybody, not Rudy. I need him with killer instinct to be like, I'm killing everybody. All you Wolves are getting it today. If you're on me, I am scoring on you, okay? Right here, here's a good example, okay? Jokic sees he has no backline help because Aaron Gordon has the ball. We'll get to that at another point. He's going to run, swim move right through Cat. Cat's going to hold on to his arm. Boom, easy bucket, okay? Be aggressive, Yoke. Always just keep being aggressive. Okay, right here. First off on this one, okay, let's play just a little bit of it just so we can get them separated here. Okay, now what I want to point out on this play, this is Monte Morris. This is Nikhil Alexander-Walker. This is Anthony Edwards. This is Kyle Anderson. This is Naz Reid. If you'll notice, there is no Karl Anthony Towns. There is no Rudy Gobert. There is one 7-footer on the court right here with Naz Reid. He doesn't really even set a screen. He just kind of bumps Naz. Doesn't really do anything, but he's going to get some space on Ant. Yoke's going to take Naz down to the block. Okay. then what's going to happen here is Ant is going to flash over like he's going to double Yoke. Yoke instinctually is going to kick the ball out to KCP. That's where you messed up. I do not want to see that. He's going to kick the ball out to KCP. The Wolves have a bunch of guards out here. They are going to rotate with the quickness. Okay. Alexander Walker's a great defender. He's going to fly out here. You got Kyle Anderson right here waiting to go. Boom. To go and rotate on that guy. Before KCP could even get that shot up, Alexander Walker's already in his chest. He's going to kick it back to Yoke. Nas with the smart poke away. Boom. Knocks the ball out of Jokic's hands. That's a turnover. Okay. That leads to Nas running down the court. KCP tries to get in his way, and it's a blocking foul on KCP. The reason this bugs me is because Anthony Edwards comes to flash on the double. What are you worried about, Yoke? Why are you giving the ball up? Boom. Why are you doing this? Why are you passing it? Hit baseline, take it up. Nas is not an elite shot blocker or anything. Your backside help is Monte Morris or at best Kyle Anderson. Just be aggressive, man. Take it. Recognize the personnel and take that shot. I understand you're trying to get your teammates involved. I know that's always the best way to play basketball. It's the funnest way to play basketball. But in this series, man, they're going to force you to be the scorer, man. You've got to take those shots. Okay? Please just take care of the goddamn ball. Take care of the ball, please. The Nuggets turned the ball over 12 times, and the Wolves turned the ball over 14 times. Okay? So, you're immediately thinking, hey, they won the turnover battle. The Wolves gave up 18 points on those 14 turnovers. 18 points, okay? I mean, they didn't do an amazing job, but they did their job, right? 14 turnovers, you would think, you're going to get some points off of that. The Nuggets gave it up 12 times. They gave up 26 points off those 12 turnovers. Every single time they turned the ball over, ended up in points. And some of them ended up in three-pointers. That's ridiculous. Terrible, terrible, terrible. For instance, okay, we got this play. So AG and Jamal, they're going to sit here and they're going to play hot potato for a minute. They're going to try to get the ball to Jokic in the post, but Nas is doing a good job. So they're going to play some hot potato real quick. Sorry, it's a little choppy. First time ever doing clips on this show, so please bear with me. So what's going to happen here is Jamal sees Jokic on Nas's back. Nas is fronting him. What's dumb about this? You have Rudy Gobert within 2 feet of Jokic. You have Nas in front of him, Rudy Gobert almost directly behind him, and you're going to try to lob it up there. Terrible pass. I understand you're trying to get Jokic the ball, but be smart with it, man. This leads straight into buckets. Nas Reed with the fast break dunk. Okay? Big momentum shift. The game is tied 62-62. Now the Wolves take the lead right there. Cannot happen. My third point. Jamal should take the back seat sometimes, especially in the first half. We know Jamal had 0 points in that first half. And, granted, he took 5 attempts. So, it's not the worst thing in the world to only take 5 attempts and to try to get yourself going or whatever. But if you don't have it going, Jamal, just feed Jokic. You're injured, man. You're hobbled. And at the end of the day, man, I want to see Jokic and AG just feed, okay? I want to see them open the game up. This is the very first shot attempt that Jamal has in the game. Okay? It's an inbound play. Jamal from the corner might have touched the front of the rim. Other than that, it's probably air ball. Wide open. He shoots this with Anthony Edwards a good 4.5 feet off of him. Wide open. Might have grazed the rim. Okay. Right there, man. You should have knew. It's not looking like it's your night, man. Like I said, I want to see AG and Jokic work the bigs. I understand they're big guys and it's going to be hard or whatever. But if you can get Jokic going and get that fear of Jokic scoring consistently, a lot of these looks are going to open up for the other guys. I understand you're trying to get everybody involved, but the best thing to do is get it open early, have them focus everything on you by the time it's the second half, and then these guys will start getting their open looks. Okay? Especially Jamal. If you got Ant or McDaniels on you, man, you shouldn't be sitting there taking shots. You should be looking for other guys. You should be kind of playing the Conley role. Matter of fact, if Conley's on you, dog, that's who you attack. Okay? You attack Conley. Whoever the fuck is on Conley, whoever Conley is defending, that's who should be attacking. Whoever has Conley on him, because these other guys are all very good defenders. Attack Conley. Point number 4. AG needs to lock in and lock up. Okay? He had a pretty bad defensive game. As a matter of fact, he had 36 points. 36 points at the power forward position were scored in this game, between 20 from Cat and 16 from Naz Reid, from a spot where that's supposed to be, our lockdown defender guy. That AG is probably our best defender on this team. To get 36 points put on from that position, it's unacceptable, man. You got to focus. You got to get in there. You can't let stuff like this happen. Okay. So this one, first example, I understand this one's a little more forgivable. Okay. You're going to get the Wolves here on a fast break. Ant is really fast. We get it. Okay. He's got a great first step, but boom. Okay. For some reason, you're stepping out here, giving up all this space in the lane. He's got you on his hip already. You're in jail. That's straight up because he has zero fear of Jokic at the rim. And that's just an easy 2. Okay? Easy 2. Now this next one, that one, I get it, right? Anthony Edwards is really athletic. He's really fast. He's got a great first step, and that's what he does. Okay? This one, though, I have no explanation for, though. Okay? You got Anthony Edwards kicks it out in the corner. Boom. What should happen here? You should be cutting off baseline. And if anything, maybe let him shoot the 3. But instead, he does the complete opposite. He bites, cuts off the nail right here, or cuts off the wing. So Naz just takes what he gives him. Baseline. Easy path. Jokic is right here, boxed out by Gobert. Gobert's even basically pointing, like, just take it. What is that? Why are you pursuing that hard and trying to cut off the wing and giving up baseline? Like, I'm not a genius, man, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you I played very high level hoops. That's pretty basic, man. You're giving up the easiest lane to the basket. I don't get it. And 1 as well on top of it. Easy bucket and 1. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Not good. Not good. Point number 5. Okay, and this is to help AG on the offensive end. Use AG as a ball handler and a screener more often. Okay. Now, most of the game, you're going to have Rudy Gobert on you. So what we need to do is get you more involved in the offense by bringing the ball up. Okay. And getting Rudy out of the paint, making it a little easier. So there weren't many examples in that last game. Actually, there were none looking back at it. So I had to go through and look at some other games. Now, this is a good example of what I'm talking about. So right here, Aaron Gordon has Anthony Davis on him. Now, the point of this is you're trying to force the guy that is covering AG to make a decision. Rui's going to switch with Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's going to take Jamal. AG has the ball. He's going to DHO for Jamal here. Now, what this does is this forces this tandem to make a decision. Are we going to switch? Or am I going to try to fight over the screen? Which he doesn't do. Jamal gets a wide open 3. Okay. Because Anthony Davis isn't going to step up on that. That's how you do to Rudy Gobert. That's an open look. Okay. Rudy's probably going to be doing the same thing. He's going to play that drop because he does not want to play out on the perimeter with a guy like Jamal Murray. Now, in case he does, right? You got the same thing here. Nas was on AG. I think that's Ant covering Reggie Jackson. Nas is going to step up. He's going to blitz the ball handler, which leads to an AG cut right here. Reggie's going to throw it over the top very smartly. Leaves Jokic wide open. Leaves Christian wide open. So right here you got 4 Wolves all staring at AG. And AG is going to do a good job of using his eyes to make it look like he's going to pass it to Jokic, and he kicks it out to Christian in the corner. Christian's going to get a good 3 right here. Now, the reason I want AG in these positions is because AG is a very good passer. Especially for his position, he's a really good passer. We get Gobert in space. This is what we want. We want Gobert out of the paint. Okay, so he's going to juggle the ball here a little bit real quick on accident. Boom. Okay. Gobert is now worried about AG. Not super worried. He's still giving him like 4 or 5, giving him like 3 feet of space here. Jokic is going to screen Ant. He's keeping an eye on that because you got Porter here in the corner. Nas is on Jokic. And I think this is McDaniels is on Jamal Murray. So very wisely, and this is how good AG is as a passer, Jamal is going to set a screen on Ant again. So Ant's got to fight through another screen. Boom, great screen. Jamal's very good at those. It's going to look like a dribble handoff to Jokic. So Nas is going to press up to try to get up in Jokic's space. AG with the bounce pass to Mike under the hoop. Beautiful play. That's what we need. We need Gobert out of that paint so these guys can get some open looks in the lane. My 6th point. I want to see some MPJ at the 4 for that same reason, okay? If that's how you're going to use AG to get Gobert out of the paint, what do you think MPJ is going to do, right? He's not going to get him with the space or with the passing and, like screen navigation, all that stuff. But MPJ is going to space the floor there. You cannot play Rudy Gobert on MPJ in the corner and letting Jokic cook cat in the paint. Okay? They're going to have to make an adjustment there. They're going to have somebody else in there at that point. Like theoretically, this should allow more spacing for Jokic to operate, and it compromises the Wolves' ability to spy on Jokic. It essentially turns our weakest shooting link into our strong. All right, my 7th note, the Ant problem. So basically, there are 6 candidates I've come up with that are on this team that might have a chance at defending Ant in this series. We've already seen 3 of them for a majority of the time in this last game. So we'll start with the other 2. Christian Braun. So Christian's strengths, he is great at lateral movement and discipline. He's very good one-on-one, like on an island. He has the strength to stand Ant up when he's, trying to back somebody down. Like if he's trying to back down Christian, I have full faith that Christian can stand him up in that post and give him no room to operate. He does it against power forwards and centers sometimes. And Christian is very strong. So like Ant is strong, but I don't know if he's as strong as Christian is. The thing is, he's pretty bad at screen navigation. He's yet to prove that he can actually do that stuff against Anthony Edwards. So here's a good example. Rudy's going to set a screen, and the thing is, Rudy is probably the best screener in the NBA. Him and Jokic are probably the 2 best screeners in the entire NBA. So he's going to set a screen here. Christian's going to fight over it good, right? He does a pretty good job cutting him off. Then the second one, boom. Okay. He gets caught on Rudy's ass. Now look at him. He's in jail. He's behind. Ant can just do whatever he wants at this point. He's got Jokic in a goddamn mess here because Jokic is guarding 2 people. Christian's trying to get in there. He's just going to keep him on his back. He's going to go straight at Jokic because he knows that Jokic cannot block the ball. Easy bucket. Super easy bucket right there. Our next candidate, Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson didn't play much in the last game, but he has length. He has mobility. He has the athleticism to go up with Ant. he has the athleticism to go up with Ant on drives, but he lacks the strength. He lacks discipline. He jumps for a lot of stuff. Ant's very good at footwork, especially in those post ups and stuff like that. He's very good at those, and he jumps for the blocks. So Ant could probably figure that out after a few tries. So Christian on an island versus Ant here. He's going to do a good job of moving his feet. Peyton Watson shades over, uses that length to force Ant into a tough shot. Good job by the young guys right there. Next up, and this one is actually kind of impressive. When I was going through and looking through all these, I was looking at all the clips and I was looking at the data and stuff. Justin Holiday. I think, I'm not saying this should be a full-time thing, but this might be something worth looking at. Justin Holiday has length. He's pretty good laterally. He's not like a great natural defender. Like naturally, he's not elite or anything like that. So you wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, Justin Holiday will do a good job. But the thing is, he's a veteran. He's seen a lot of stuff. He's got discipline, right? He has grown man strength, right? He's like 30 something years old. So at the end of the day, it might be like a good combo of like just enough length, just enough quickness, just enough strength, and just enough IQ to bother Ant. And he's had a few impressive stops against him so far. And this is throughout the year. I've looked through the year, and he has a couple really good stops on him. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to get this to play right. Give me a second. So we got Justin Holiday one-on-one on the island with Ant Edwards, and he does a really good job of staying in front of him. Okay, so moves laterally. He's got length. Bothers Ant's shot right there. Ant's going to get the rebound and stuff, but, that's just a really good job of one-on-one defense. So I put this together in the game, in game one, Ant versus KCP, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, Justin Holiday, Jamal Murray, and MPJ. Obviously, he spent the most time on with KCP on him, but he put up 18 points on KCP. The Wolves ended up scoring 39 points while KCP was playing Anthony Edwards, and ended up with 72% from the field while being guarded by him. So you can check out the whole part. I'll actually probably post this to Twitter so that everybody can check it out on its own. 100% field goal percentage anytime Jamal guarded him. Put up 10 points on him. The team scored 20 while he was guarding him. That's a favorable matchup for Ant. Ant likes that matchup. But I mean, and like I said, Holiday, man, didn't spend a ton of time on him, but 0 points. The team only scored 5. This is when the bench was in there, and the bench ended up with I think Holiday ended up as like a plus 19. If anything, it seems like length might bother Ant more than anything. As a matter of fact, Matt Moore on Locked On Nuggets suggested that MPJ on Ant would be a pretty good suggestion because he came up with the same conclusion. He ended up 2 points on MPJ. Like the Holiday move, I think that's something that you go to when your options are more exhausted. I still want to see like some more CB on him. KCP, even though that was kind of a bad game, he's your vet. He's your guy. You got to keep him on there. You got to trust him. He's going to come up with plays. AG as well. Ant is too fast for AG. He really is. But, clutch situations, you keep that in your back pocket, and because it's keeping Ant from getting in the paint so easily, especially, going to that work and that post game. For the majority of the game, you want AG on Cat or Rudy because they are so big and stuff like that. But, to keep that in your back pocket is probably a good thing. Holiday might not be a terrible suggestion here. So, hopefully, that's something that ends up working. We'll see. I mean, Ant's probably going to grill anybody, so it doesn't really matter. And my eighth and final note, second half defense has to improve, okay? Has to improve. The Wolves scored 40 points in the first half, okay? 40 points. The score, I think, was 44-40 in the first half. That's good. That's really good defense. That is, on pace to score 80 through the game, and that's a really low-scoring game. Then in the second half, you gave up 66 points in that second half. 33 in the third and 33 in the fourth. You were outscored 52 to 40 in the paint. That's not good. That's, so, like this one. Outside, Nas is going to kick it over to Conley. Conley with the pump fake. Jamal bites on it for some reason, gets scrambled. Easy bucket. They are not worried about Jokic in the paint. If I'm the Wolves, man, I am going at Jokic every single time. Until he can prove that he can stop anything going into the lane, I am going at him 100%. Right here. Anthony Edwards. Same thing, right? It's that one I showed earlier. Christian Brown gets caught on the screen and goes straight at Jokic. They are not worried about Jokic whatsoever. Yeah, so thank God I got through that because it was really frustrating trying to record those clips. But regardless, those are basically the big notes that I have coming away from this game. That's the stuff I want to see them improve on. A couple things, like we're not going to get another Reggie game like that most likely. So, the starters got to play better at the end of the day. I think every single starter was a negative. I think the bench was all positives. Got to get better games from the starters. We got to outplay them. Our starting five has to outplay them. When we lost the 2 games earlier in the season, same thing happened. We lost our minutes with the starters. That's another thing I'm end up looking up, and I'll post it on Twitter as well, is every game that the Nuggets have lost their starters minutes, I'm pretty sure they've lost the game. Because that is the core of this team, right? That is what the entire roster is built on, is the starting unit. So if they're not playing well and they're not up to snuff, man, we're going to lose those games. Just a couple things I think would really help. Like I said, I'm excited for game 2. I'm still going to go Nuggets in 5. I'm going to ride on that until the Wolves win their second game. I'm going to keep going with that because I ain't no bitch. So if you can, please, like I said, like and subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. Thank you, everybody, as well, for my last video. Finally got 1,000 views and a bunch of likes and comments and everything, and a lot of love on my last video where I did on Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. So Nuggets Nation, you got to show out, all right? Broncos country showed up, and they gave me a lot of love, and I'm definitely going to have to start doing some more Broncos stuff. So Nuggets Nation, I need you to show out, show me some love so I can keep doing this Nuggets content that I love doing so much. Nuggets in 5, baby. We got this. Let's go.